just in time for the next disaster to come full circle. And that's nuclear reactor number 2 and number 3. What am I talking about? The latest disaster in the latest nuclear disaster. Let's go over to the board and look at what's coming up. This has to do with human DNA too. Lethal levels of radiation found at Fukushima Reactor number 2 and number 3. Estimated levels at 10 sieverts per hour. That will kill a human in 1 hour. What about the decommissioning work that's being done on these reactors? Well, unfortunately, along with other problems, radioactive carbon-14 released into the ocean has the potential to damage human DNA, a new study has found. So what happened? Of course, the explosion and the water immediately went out and directly into the ocean, and has been doing so ever since through various different ways. Now, this tells you exactly why I am against nuclear power. It's not that I'm against the idea itself, it's the way that nuclear power is used. We take the iridium and we intensify it. We boil it down till it's so radioactive that it needs to be under constant flow of cool water to keep it cold. So we boil water with this radioactive material, which turns steam turbines. How wasteful is that? Why wouldn't we use the actual material itself and capture that and turn that into electricity? You could do that for millions of years probably if you did it a very scientific way of building it and paying attention to it, and you would have power for many, many years to come. But unfortunately, they took the easy way. Just make it hot so that it boils water and turns steam turbines. That's just, so anyway, that's one of the reasons I can't stand nuclear power, is it's wasteful. You destroy a whole lot of land getting the uranium. You have to process it. You have to get rid of all this terrible material that builds up in tanks all over the landscape and lasts for millions of years, but the tanks only last for 50 or 60 years. It just goes on and on and on. What to do with the nuclear waste? But here we go. A new study shows that the water that's already been thrown into the ocean throughout the years, through Chernobyl, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the testing at the Bikini Islands, on and on, all this radioactive plutonium-14 is now in the ocean. Some humans are eating the fish out of the ocean and getting these contaminants into them. Yeah, at this point, it's low level, but even low level can change DNA. Now, do you really want our DNA changed with COVID and new strains of viruses coming on board? This is not the time to be messing around changing our DNA. Don't you think? I'd love to see your comments down below on this subject. I know that nuclear power is a controversial subject, but every one of these accidents just keep going on and on and on. They never quit. They will go on to our children's children who will still have to pay for the work that needs to be done to keep them safe from these accidents that happened hundreds of years ago. And don't think this is the only ones that will happen. We've just begun. If we're going to be sending nuclear reactors to space and the moon, how do you clean that up?